Ladies and gentlemen, we have finally made it here to the finals of the 5th Custom Drag Race Tournament. Here are your finalists. Let's see which 4 will start us off. It is Evo Killer, Frank White, Scale Racing, and End Count. Remember, Evo Killer represents Blue Line, who has been a titan in these tournaments as of late. And it looks like they will continue to do so as Evo Killer grabs win number 1 in this leg. Finishing 3.08 so far, Evo Killer used to have the fastest time, but was then beaten by Blue Line's other vehicle, simply named Blue Line, who at one point finished with a 3.01. People would need to get 3 seconds flat or somehow break 3 seconds in order to get the new record time. But Frank White, Scale Racing, and End Count have some work to do, but look at this, End Count is actually in front of Evo Killer. This is not what anybody expected, but End Count actually stopped Evo Killer, aka Blue Line, from staying undefeated with this vehicle. A lot of people just automatically assumed that it was in the bag for Evo, but End Count just threw things around and mixed it up. Can they do it again, though? They have to finish in front of Evo Killer at least one more time in order to keep their tournament hopes alive. But they are not able to do that as of yet, and Evo Killer gets another victory. Finishing 3.06. Now this definitely puts a little bit of a damper in End Count spirits, as well as any fans of End Count. But because they managed to finish in first at least once, they still have a shot. They need to finish in front of Evo Killer this time. Otherwise, their time in this tournament is done. And here they go. Is it going to be End Count? Is it going to be Evo? It looks like Frank White might have overtaken End Count for second place. But the fact of the matter is, Evo Killer stays in first, and they will finish in the top 4. They will move on to the final group, while the other 3, as far as they did get, fell just short of the top 4. But the top 8 is still fantastic. And now for the remaining 4 racers. You know one of them is Blue Line, along with Slick T, Pinky in the Brain, and Scale Racing. And here they go. Who is going to have the lead? It looked like Pinky in the Brain for just a split second, but Blue Line pulls away and gets that first victory. Not even Blue Line has been able to break their own time of 3.01. Everybody starts off evenly, but once they get to the bottom of the hill, you can usually see who is likely going to win the race. And in this case, it was Blue Line. If Blue Line manages to get this vehicle into the finals, which seems highly likely now, as they go in to get win number 2, then they will have 2 racers in the top 4, meaning they will have a 50-50 shot of winning the overall tournament. They're still pulling off great times, finishing around 3.05, maybe slightly higher or not. But it looks like Pinky and the Brain's plans to take over the world might be thwarted as Blue Line pulls off in front of them. Blue Line just needs one more victory, and they will get it. So Blue Line is automatically moving on. These other 3 try as hard as they might, just could not go up against Blue Line, who has been dominant, for the lack of a better word, in the last few tournaments. There may come a day where Blue Line is finally defeated, and the person who manages to pull that off, I'm sure, will hold on to that for the rest of their life. But that is not going to happen, at least with any of these 3, as Blue Line gets 4 consecutive wins, and they will move on to the final part of the tournament, still undefeated. Which makes you wonder what happens when Blue Line goes up against their other vehicle, Evo Killer. And here it is. We have had so many races, and it all comes down to this. Slick T and Count and Blue Line's two racers, Evo Killer and Blue Line. And here they go. Who's going to take it? It is going to be Evo Killer who gets the first win. Which means that no one will have an individual car win every single race. Although this kind of goes back to a point I made in a previous video where it seems like the only person that can beat Blue Line is Blue Line. So Evo Killer gets the first win, but it wasn't by much. Here we go into race number 2. Only 3 races left in this tournament. And who's going to take this one? It looks like the golden car, Blue Line, will get this win. And they definitely do. Evo Killer finishes in second. Not only is Blue Line likely to win the tournament now, but they might have both of their racers finish in the top 2. But now here we go. 2 races left. No one is guaranteed a victory after this race, but it's looking very, very promising for either Evo or Blue Line. And they're going back and forth ever so slightly, but I believe Blue Line managed to grab that victory. And they did, and look at the time, not by much. The literal golden vehicle of this tournament is just 1 win away. But with the way the points are being distributed, I don't think it's even possible for anyone outside of a Blue Line car to win the tournament now. And here they go, the final race of the tournament, and it's going to be, I think Evo Killer had the lead for most of it, but Blue Line might have been able to pull this off. And they did! Ladies and gentlemen, the golden vehicle of this tournament literally wins the whole tournament. Blue Line has another tournament victory under their belt. Not only is it another tournament victory, but it's another consecutive one. Blue Line finishes in both the top 2 spots to some capacity, and there's your top 4 in general. The winner is Blue Line. Thank you all so much for watching. See you for the next tournament.